State management in React refers to how we handle and share data across our components. As you saw, we can manage the state with the useState hook in React, and this is still perfect for component-specific data. But sometimes we need to share state across many components, not just 2 or 3, but more, like in case of a shopping cart that we are about to implement here. Let's say user goes to a product and then they add these to their cart, and we will need this information to be accessible from here, from the cart, and also from the checkout page. And we'll also need this in the header to display the order count here, the products that are inside of the shopping cart. And this is a great use case of using React's state management. For such scenarios, React provides us with a state management tool, which is called the Context API in React. This will give us a way to pass data through the component tree without manually passing props at every level. And the best way to understand this will be to actually start using it. As you can see, we start by creating a context with this createContext function provided by React. And we create a context, initialize it as some default value, and assign it to the context that we are about to use. It is common to place all of the context within a context folder. So for that, we will create a new folder within the source, and I will name this to be context. And within this folder, we will create our first context, which will be the cart context. So we will name this to be cart.context.js. Now notice that this is a regular JavaScript file, and that's because we are going to store only JavaScript in this file. In order to get started, we need to import that context from React. So I will import from React, and here we will use the createContext. And this file will only handle the initialization of this context. For that, we will define the cart context here. And notice that we use uppercase when naming the context in React. And on the right side, we will create the context, and we need to initialize some initial value that we will start with. And remember that this is the context of storing the shopping cart. And in our case, initially it will be empty, meaning no products will be inside of this cart. And we can just set it to be null for the beginning. And we just need to export this out of this file. Now this was the initialization part, but now we need to create a similar one to query client provider. So we need to create the provider which will wrap everything in our app, and we will be able to access the cart context from here. For that, near the cart context, we will create a new file, and now this one will be called cart provider and not context. But in this case, it won't be just a JavaScript file, it will be a JSX, because we are going to use React within this file. First, we need to import the initial state of our context, which we defined in the file near this. So we will import the cart context from the near file. And now we need to create the provider. So we need to define a function named cart provider. And again, this is starting with uppercase. That's a naming convention for providers. And this will be a React component similar to other components, but with some differences. And I will also export this function out of this file. Now some things that we will use here will be familiar to you. For example, we will use the same useState to define the items in this shopping cart. So let's create a state for managing these items in the shopping cart. And for that, I will name this as items and also set items for setting the items in the cart. And this will be equal to useState, which is coming from React, the same hook that we used before. And initially this can be, for example, an empty array, and we will keep adding products to this once some new items are added to the cart. And soon we will add all of the operations here, like adding items to the cart or removing items from the cart and so on. But for now, let's get the minimum functionality ready so that we can see how this is used in the app. And for that, we just need to return something out of this component. And that something is the provider, which exists on this cart context that we defined. So we can return a component, and that will be the cart context. And if you do dot here, you can see that we have a provider on this, and this is provided by React. So this will be what we will return. And here, let's say I want to display whatever the component is inside of this cart provider. Let's go back to our app.jsx to see what I mean. you see that we have this query client provider, right, which accepts these routes and then it returns these routes, but also adds this query client on top of it. We need to have some similar functionality in our context component. And for that, React provides us another feature, which is we have access to the children of every component, doesn't matter where it is. When you access the props, you always have props.children in each React component, and this provides you access to everything that is wrapped within this provider. So in our case, we just need to add these children inside of this provider, and let's just destructure it instead of using props.children. So I will do children here, and I will remove this, and I will return the children inside of this provider. Now we can go to our app.jsx, and here when we have these routes inside of the query provider, we can also add another wrapper, and that another wrapper will be our cart provider. So I can add this and then wrap the routes to be within this cart provider and save it. Now if you refresh, you can see that nothing has changed in our app. Let's first understand what the props children does. If we go inside of our cart provider, and from here we return the cart provider but without the children. If I remove the children and save it, you can see that we get a blank screen. That is because in our app we are passing these routes to the cart provider, right? But then we are returning nothing out of this. So we are not leveraging that children that we have access to in this context. And that's why we are losing all of the nested components. So that is what children is in React. And next thing that we can do is within every provider, you can add another prop to this provider, which is called value. And in this value prop, we will provide the state that our children component need to have access to. For example, in our app, you can see this query client that is provided from the query client provider. And this is what our components will have access to. Similarly, we also need to have the cart items in this provider. So that is what we can do here in the value. We can pass an object. And for now, for example, we can pass the items that are within this cart and save it. And now this will make much more sense. So first of all, you can see we got rid of the console error. And if you remember, I recommended you to install the React DevTools. If you installed it, now you should have this extra tab, which is called Components. Here you can go and click on that context provider that we just added. And you will see the value here, which is the items, which is empty for now. But in the future, we will start adding the products that user clicks on, and we will add them to the cart. And after that, all of our children components like the header or the shopping cart or any other component will have access to that items. And all of our components will know what items are stored in our shopping cart.